Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, perhaps with a cup of tea in your hand, and wondered, is it okay that I still want companionship? Maybe it's been months, or even years, since you lost your spouse, and yet that part of your heart, the part that craves love, laughter, shared moments, has started to stir again. And just as you begin to imagine what it might be like to date someone new, the weight of family expectations, societal whispers, or even your own inner guilt starts pressing down on you. You're not alone. Many people over 60 who've lost a beloved partner find themselves in this very place. It's a tender, confusing intersection of grief, hope, and self-discovery. And here's the truth that often gets lost in silence. Your desire for love after loss is not only natural, it's deeply human. In this video, we're going to talk heart to heart. No fluff, no judgment, just an honest, caring conversation about what it means to date after widowhood. We'll explore how to handle the judgments, spoken or unspoken, that sometimes come from the very people we love. And most importantly, we'll talk about how to listen to your own heart, honor your emotional needs, and take steps toward connection without feeling like you're betraying the past. Let's begin here. Grief doesn't disappear because time has passed. It changes shape. Some days it's quiet, like a breeze that brushes through an old photo album. Other days it can knock the wind out of you when you hear a familiar song or pass a place you used to visit together. And yet, right alongside that grief, there can be joy, growth, and even love again. These things can coexist. You don't need to erase one to embrace the other, but the moment you even think about dating again, something unexpected can happen. Family. Members may start to look at you differently. They may not say it out loud, but you can feel the hesitation in their words. Some might ask, why now? Others may quietly assume that your love for your late spouse is being replaced. These reactions don't always come from cruelty. Often they come from their own grief, their own fears, or even confusion about how they're supposed to feel about your healing. The first thing I want you to remember is this: you are not required to live according to someone else's expectations of your grief. Whether it's your children, siblings, or friends, their discomfort is not your responsibility. What is your responsibility? Your own emotional well-being, your own healing, your own joy. You're not being selfish for wanting someone to talk, to share meals with, or simply sit beside. You're not trying to replace anyone, no one could, but you can create something new that reflects where you are now, not where you were then. Setting boundaries is part of this journey, and it's okay if that feels hard at first. Maybe your adult children say things like, "Dad wouldn't want this," or "Mom's memory deserves more time." If this happens, gently remind them that love isn't a limited resource. Your heart is capable of honoring your past while embracing your present. You can tell them, "I'll always love your father, mother. That part of me doesn't go away. But I also deserve companionship, conversation, and care, just like anyone else." You don't have to argue, explain endlessly, or feel ashamed. You just need to stand firm in your truth. It's also okay if your desire to date isn't just about romance. For some, it's about friendship, laughter, someone to walk with in the park or chat with over breakfast. For others, it may become something deeper. There's no right or wrong path here. There's just your path. And let's talk about that. Inner voice. The one that sometimes whispers, "What will people think?" Or, "Am I betraying my spouse's memory?" These thoughts are normal. They're part of the tender journey of grief. But ask yourself this: what would your spouse have wanted for you truly? Most people who shared real love would want their partner to keep living, to keep smiling, to find joy again. You don't need permission to heal. You don't need validation to feel love again. But sometimes you do need a reminder that what you're feeling is real, valid, and deeply worthy of respect. And that's what this video is for, to remind you that your life didn't end with your loss. It changed, yes, dramatically. But there is still more ahead for you. More stories, more laughter, more warmth. So if you've been tiptoeing around the idea of dating, unsure whether it's okay to take that step, let this be your gentle nudge. You are allowed to feel everything you're feeling. You are allowed to take your time. And when the moment feels right, when the loneliness starts to ache and the curiosity begins to bloom, It's perfectly okay to open that door and see who might be waiting on the other side. Let's keep this conversation going and explore how to navigate this journey with dignity, honesty, and the strength that you already have inside you. So here you are, standing at the edge of something new, not because you've forgotten, but because you've grown. And that growth deserves space, even if not everyone understands it. The next step in honoring your heart is learning how to carry both the love you've lost and the love you might one day welcome. This is not about moving on, it's about moving forward, with the past held close, not hidden away. No new relationship can or should erase what came before. Instead, it becomes another chapter, written by someone who has already known deep love and deep loss. Let's talk about what happens when someone kind enters your life. Maybe you meet at a friend's gathering or strike up a conversation at a coffee shop. They smile, they ask about your day, and suddenly there's a small flicker of joy, a flutter you haven't felt in a long time. And yet, just as it begins, the doubts rush in. What will my children think? What if my friends talk behind my back? Is it too soon? Pause. Breathe. It's okay to feel nervous. Starting anything new later in life comes with its share of unknowns, but don't let fear be louder than your curiosity. If you feel drawn to someone, take time to get to know them, not just as a potential partner, but as a person. How do they speak to you? Do they listen? Are they gentle with your past? These questions matter far more than what anyone outside your heart has to say. Now about those outside voices. They will come. Sometimes it's subtle. A look, a shrug, a quiet comment at dinner. Other times, it's more direct. Someone expressing shock or even disapproval. This can hurt, especially when it comes from people you love. But remember, not every judgment deserves your energy. Instead of arguing or defending, simply stand in your truth. You can say something like, "I'm not replacing anyone. I'm building something new because I still believe in connection." You might be surprised. Sometimes what begins as judgment softens over time into quiet acceptance, especially when your loved ones see that you are happier, lighter, more at peace. Still, there may be moments where support is hard to find. In those times, find your circle. People who understand, who listen without judgment, who remind you that healing isn't linear and joy isn't betrayal. Whether it's a close friend, a support group, or even someone you met online who's walked a similar path, having a few kindred souls in your corner can make all the difference. And speaking of healing, let's not forget that grief has no expiration date. You can be laughing one day and feel gutted the next. That doesn't mean you're not ready for love, it means you're human. Grief is like the tide. It rises and falls, sometimes gently, sometimes without warning. And you have every right to honor those waves while still reaching for new shores. If you do meet someone and decide to explore the possibility of companionship, take your time. There's no rush. You've lived through enough to know that slow is sacred. Share your story when it feels right. Let them know that your heart is layered and that you come not empty but full, with memories, lessons, and a deep appreciation for meaningful connection. It's okay if you're not looking for marriage, or if you are. Maybe all you want is a walking partner, a movie buddy, someone to laugh with over breakfast. You get to define what this chapter looks like. That's the beauty of life after loss. You've earned the right to shape your world based on what feels good and true to you now. And if your family struggles with this, try to hold space for both your needs and theirs. Gently remind them that grief is not a straight road, you might say. This doesn't take away from the love we all shared. It just adds another layer to my life. I'm not asking for your approval, just your understanding. Sometimes family members just need time. They need to see that your new relationship doesn't threaten the memory of your spouse or their place in your life. Keep the memories alive. Share stories. Visit old places. Let them see that love can grow without anything being lost. And most importantly, let you see that too. Dating after widowhood is not about forgetting. It's about continuing to love, to feel, to hope. And in this next chapter, you're not starting over. You're moving forward with all the strength and wisdom you've gathered along the way. There's something truly powerful about reaching this stage in life with the awareness of what love really means. You've loved deeply, and you've lost deeply. And that experience gives you a clarity that many people never find in their younger years. You no longer fall for the superficial. You're not looking to be swept off your feet with empty words. You want presence, you want kindness. You want someone who understands the weight of life and still chooses to show up fully. And here's something beautiful. When you date after widowhood, you're not chasing fairy tales. You're walking toward companionship with your eyes wide. Open. That kind of love, it's honest, it's mature. It's built on shared respect, not illusion. You've already proven your capacity for deep love. Now it's about allowing yourself to receive it again, if that's what your heart wants. Some people find a new partner. Others build a strong friendship that becomes a lifelong source of comfort. Either way, it's about connection. Because we don't stop needing people just because we get older, or because we've experienced loss. Sometimes, what you need more than anything is permission, not from your family or friends or even society, but from yourself. Permission to feel joy without guilt. Permission to open your heart without shame. Permission to rewrite the story of what your future can look like. There's no timeline, no set rules. Whether it's been 1 year or 10 since your loss, the question isn't, is it too soon? The question is, what does my heart need now? Grief doesn't run on a schedule, and healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means building a life that includes both the sorrow and the beauty of where you are today. If you do meet someone and it starts to feel serious, it's okay to have honest conversations. Talk about boundaries, talk about memories, talk about fears. You're both bringing full lives into this. Histories, children, homes, traditions. The more open the dialogue, the smoother the path. You deserve a relationship that respects what you've lived, not one that asks you to pretend none of it happened. And you don't have to rush to introduce someone new to your family. Take your time. Let them get to know your new companion through your stories first. Share why this person brings peace or laughter or warmth into your life. When you speak from a place of calm assurance, it often invites more understanding than defensiveness. You might still face resistance. And yes, that can be painful. But don't let others' discomfort keep you from your own peace. It's not your job to shrink your joy to fit someone else's expectation of how long grief should last. You're not betraying anyone. You're embracing life. And that's something to be proud of. Keep leaning into what makes you feel alive. Whether it's dating, traveling, learning something new, or simply finding quiet companionship with someone who listens with care. You've earned the right to live fully, not just survive. And if no one has told you this lately, let me be the one to say it. You are worthy of love. Still, always, it's not too late. It's not too strange. And it's not something you need to apologize for. There is strength in vulnerability. There is wisdom in choosing to love again, even with the scars of loss still visible. And there is incredible grace in honoring your needs, no matter what others may think. So if your heart is ready, be open. Take that coffee date. Say yes to the walk. Return the smile. You don't need to know where it will go. Just allow it to begin. The story isn't over. You're just turning a new page. Dating after widowhood. How to handle family judgment and honor your needs. Target audience age 60 and above. Warm, conversational, grief-aware. Life after loss is not a quiet ending. It's the beginning of a different kind of strength and choosing to open your heart again. That's not weakness, that's courage. Maybe you've spent years focused on others, doing what's expected, keeping the peace. But now, in this season of life, it's your turn to ask, what do I want? What do I need? And if the answer is love, companionship, or even the simple joy of holding someone's hand while watching the sunset, you deserve that. Fully. There's no shame in feeling lonely sometimes. There's no guilt in wanting laughter at the dinner table again. Your life is still unfolding. And whether it includes new romance or just a renewed sense of connection with others, the most important thing is that it includes you, your voice, your truth, your joy. So don't wait for everyone's permission. It may never come, and that's okay. You don't need it. What you need is to listen to that still, quiet voice inside that says, I want more life. I want more love. Because even after loss, there is still so much love left to give and receive. If you've watched this far, I want you to take a moment and breathe in this truth. You are allowed to choose happiness. You are allowed to explore new beginnings. You are allowed to live deeply, fully, and freely at any age. And if your story feels messy or complicated, remember, that's real life. You're not alone. There are so many others walking this same path, navigating grief, family expectations, and the quiet hope of loving again. So let's walk it together. Join this journey with Elderly Paradox, where we honor wisdom, embrace second chances, and remind each other that love doesn't come with an expiration date. If this message spoke to your heart, leave a comment below. Share your thoughts or just say hello. Someone else reading might need your words today. If you haven't already, tap that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heartfelt, honest conversations like this one, because your story still matters. Here's to living with courage. Here's to loving without apology. Here's to the beautiful unfolding chapter that still lies ahead. And from all of us at Elderly Paradox, we're with you.